It's been about 2 weeks since you found them. You thought you were safe in the cheese caves. The creatures outside survived the bombs dropping. They found a leader. And in the night you were awoken, the cheese caves were stormed. The cheddar, the Gouda, the blue cheese, it's all gone. Being carried off by terrible creatures, horrid monstrosities, all around you. Their leader speaks to you. Comes up, you know him. You ask him why as you look up as he raises his weapon towards you. You ask him why. He gives a sad smile and he says, "Sorry, my friend. I'm just a sleaze for the cheese." Welcome to Scion, Godsend. I'm not sorry. We have one announcement. That is, of course, that Scion God is still alive and kicking and going well. Right now, currently, they're sitting at $100,585 with 1,840 backers and 11 days left. They've unlocked a number of their stretch goals or their achievements called on Backer Kit. Currently, we are sitting at... We have unlocked... I say we as if I'm a part of it. We got a backer t-shirt. They got the Scion God Companion PDF Supplement 3, which means it's going to be expanded into the clarifying Terra Incognita rules, realms, and Sancta. So running and, Divine Realm play, basically. At $105,000, they're going to give us a digital wallpaper. At $110,000, we're going to get another Divine Inspiration update for the plot seed packs, thematically connected plot hooks and things, helping to tell a story at God tier. Check it out on Backer Kit. I will throw the link in the chat during the recap. You might also notice we fixed our thing down below. You'll see the nomads. We have our fancy new little thing. My stupid name is just chilling in the corner because I subbed to the channel and unfollowed and then refollowed to make sure that it was all fixed. So over on twitch.tv// Rolling Nomads, if you give us a follow, give us a sub, that will display your name. And we fixed it after, I think, 7 months? 7 months, guys? It was like, yeah, that's my bad. But we fixed it, and it's all good. And we're all, we got a nice overlay pack. It's great. It's beautiful. With that out of the way, though, I feel no more reason to delay. Let's go ahead and meet our Scions, shall we?
Hey guys, Charles here. Just doing wholesome monkey boy things.
Oh yeah, Gideon Danger, currently 2-0 for making Keepers of the World look bad.
Hello, I'm Gregor DeWitt. I must inform you that unfortunately everything that you heard about the cheese caves is false, that they don't exist. Ignore anything that our wonderful story guide continues to insist exists,
Hello everyone, THALIS here. And really the only question I have for our lovely story guide is what kind of monster opens up with a cheese bun?
He said monster, didn't he?
I sure did.
I don't have a retort. Outstanding. Let's jump into it. Let's get into today's episode of Scion Godsend.
Got Edge.
Oh fuck! Where did your overlay go? Oh shit! I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, where did it? Oh,
Wondering why I was up so soon.
Hold on! No, wait! No, come back, please! No, Edge, come back! Wait, no, no!
Come back!
Come, Edge! No, the screen is on you. No! I'm so sorry. Oh no! Oh,
we're not even 30 seconds in, Gilbert.
Edge,
we might be
please introduce yourself. Say hello.
Hi, I play MAJIN. First time here. I know nobody really knows me, but yeah, I'm here today. So
I apologize deeply. Yeah, we're doing great. We're gonna jump right into it. Let's get into today's episode of Scion Godsend. Gregor, if you'd kindly a recap.
Alrighty then. So last session, nothing of tremendous note occurred. Just Gideon talked to our two chaos inclined individuals about his dislike of the keepers. Proceeded to then go and contact MAJIN and expressed similar dislike with them. Then it became mildly concerned as I had done during that time I was doing research and discovered that a certain king is on the field or on the board now, and relayed that message immediately to my comrades. We then convened with the keepers in and of themselves, had a nice dinner in which Majin proceeded to insult one of the gods who cooked a wonderful meal for us. That will definitely not have any repercussions. We informed the keepers that they should not at all interact with the individual that the king had disguised himself as, or the king yell had disguised himself as. Then Gideon once again started talking shit. Gideon decided to go to challenge Herakles. Gideon challenged Herakles pretty well. They both performed some marvels. I believe Herakles went to space while Gideon went down into the earth. He proceeded to fate bind himself while breaking his wonderful chain gauntlet things. And I believe we were waiting for the result of that while I was off doing other things, because I am always off doing other things.
Indeed,
Let's
indeed.
say for the record, he picked a fight with me.
I don't know, you were talking a lot of shit.
I'm not going to argue that.
You've been talking a lot of shit to him this entire time. I feel like you
This
picked the
is-
fight. He just responded.
This is where we join our heroes now. The majority of you are outside, have just witnessed Gideon's act. You've seen Herakles call down a meteor. Gideon, let's focus on you for a second. You are a creature that has been outside of the influence of the fates for some time, since your very creation. Now you feel the ties around your wrists, ankles, waist, these thin threads carry so much weight. What do you feel?
Honestly, for the first time, purpose. All of my previous deeds have been either assigned, ascribed, or given to me. This is the first active choice that I've made to dedicate myself to something larger than my agenda. The promise of service is, again, it's always been something that's been, laid upon me. My hunting of the wayward souls, my being charged with patrolling Elysium and catching and devouring spirits and binding them for Amit or for Mademoiselle Goulet. And now the hunt is over. It was never mine to begin with. This is what I was meant to be. Fate be damned. So choosing my fate, regardless of whether or not there are tethers to be had, is no less liberating.
Excellent. Fate takes you in. In the distance, by the street, a hitchhiker turns and looks at the scene. You see the three faces of the kindly ones pass over their visage. They're smiling. Gideon, I think they've won.
I know. I was hoping they would.
The rest of you, something has changed. You can feel it. Gideon is different, just a little bit. What his act has declared, he's made his declaration in the face of a number of gods. What do you guys do? How do you guys feel?
Feeling pretty good about things. I would like to edge my way over to Hera.
You do this.
Hey, baby girl, you looking like a MILF, and I'm a motherfucker.
Sorry, you said what?
Charles, is this an attempt at seduction?
It very well could be.
How much momentum do we have right now? I'm just curious.
We are still in the same scene, so we're sitting at 6 momentum.
All right. You have my permission as of right now to use as much as you need to make this happen. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I second that.
I thirded apparently.
I would like
Wouldn't
to.
it be wouldn't it technically be a new scene because new session?
No, we left off in the middle of that scene, barring some strange circumstances. Normally it would be, but this is one of those strange circumstances. The conclusion has not been given, thus not ending the scene. Majin, your vote, it seems like people are pushing for momentum.
There was a time when I wanted to use momentum.
Yeah, but it wasn't to get one out from under Zeus. I'm just saying.
Yeah, sure.
So it sounds like the consensus is yes. What is the limit, gentlemen?
Yeah. How much am I allowed to use, guys?
5.
There is no.
Well, if you use 5, so Majin, I would ask again, as a devoted member of the team, if you could utilize your gift in order to make certain that our friend can maximize.
Oh, now it doesn't seem special. Thank you.
Can maximize his, the impact of this in good spirit.
It occurs to me I might need one, so 5.
Yeah.
Everyone good with 5?
It was 5.
Majin?
Yeah, that's fine. And I'll use whatever to double it.
Yeah.
I would also like to grant myself a blessing via marvel of my epic strength and my motif of my red string of fate, that no one I meet is unimportant.
Okay. All right, so let's break down the marvel. First of all, are you using 5 momentum?
Yes.
Okay. Grant a marvel. You can use your epic strength as a purview to tap into this.
The reason for the epic strength being that epic strength specifically says I can utilize it for seduction.
Okay. So sort of flexing at Hera. Outstanding.
Flexing my tail.
This is getting stranger and stranger. The other elements to a marvel is a motif, a magical paradigm or set of metaphors through which you explain how you control your purview to achieve the desired effect. So this is used to control the purview. So unfortunately, it would not be the Red String of Fate's purview. It would be the either the purview of your pantheon or the purview of the the motif of the pantheon purview, or your epic strength. You're getting that from your armor, correct?
Yes, I am. And the motif on the armor is the infinite tempest and the crashing tide, which I can't think of a better motif to describe my pickup line.
Is that right? Is it that's you can't think of anything better to describe your pickup line?
No,
Okay.
it was a work of poetry.
It's gonna crash so hard.
Okay. So I need you to make a roll. I think that's that much is clear. What skill do you want to use? This is going to be whatever skill you would like, and then your attribute is going to be. I'm going to allow anything in your social attributes, either presence, manipulation, or composure.
I'm gonna use might.
He's using.
Oh,
might.
you're using because
epic strength.
Yep. God. Oh God.
And then I would like to use empathy as my skill.
Make a case for it, Charles. Why?
I'm empathetic to the wants of a woman who's constantly been cheated on.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Make the roll. You have 5 momentums. That's 5. I'm flustered.
Do I double the amount that I roll, or just the successes specifically from the momentum?
Let me double check the ruling, because now I'm I don't know what I'm doing any of my life anymore. Let me check momentum. You're adding, so you can add dice to the pool. So if you're spending 5 and MAJIN is using his ability, you're gonna add 10 dice to this pool.
Okay, cool. And then I get +2 enhancement because of my blessing through my marvel.
Yes, your marvel is active. The blessing, I'll detail the blessing for the for the people. So I'm a fuck. God damn it, guys. Right out of the gate. Marvel blessing is you empower yourself or another character, imbue one legend to either grant enhancement 2 on a single action or a specific type, or ignore up to 3 points of complications spread out across one or more actions. These benefits are lost if not used by the end of the scene. The imbued legend returns once the bonus has been fully used or the scene ends. I am going to say, instead of granting you the +2 enhancement from the blessing, you would likely. The choice is yours, but I would spend it on the complication, because there is going to be some complication in this, being the fact that Hera is married.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'll put it to +3 to buy off the complications.
Okay.
I got 12 material successes out of the 20 dice I rolled.
Okay.
She may be married, but she's not blind.
Okay. Let me mark off some 1, 2,
Give it
3.
the old twist of fate.
The old twist of fate. Momentum has been spent. Fuck, guys. The degree of success, Charles. You have how many successes?
12 material successes.
12 material successes.
Beautiful.
You can do 4 to succeed at a divine level. The other 8 can be used for stunts. Just counted toward that degree of success if you don't really have anything that you want to do in addition to this action.
Okay. All right. So I would like to go ahead and spend the 4 for a divine level of success, and then I would. Do I need to spend any more on buying off complications with the
yes?
+3?
So in total, to math this up for you, an excess of 4 would be the degree of success. Your difficulty. I'm not gonna roll dice for Hera. Your difficulty was sitting here at 6, so you have 2 successes to play with if you'd like to perform a stunt of some sort.
I would like to call his attention to the influence section of Scion Origin, where all of the shifting of attitudes and other such, like encouraging behavior, reading attitudes, and shifting atmosphere might prove very useful in these arenas.
Give me a page number, Gideon.
Page 79.
See,
78 and 79 Scion Origin is where the influence pieces are.
Excellent. You can influence the attitude. Yeah. Charles, if you don't have anything, if you don't have that up, you can basically use those 2 successes to shift the attitude to make it more positive toward you, possibly your group, the situation at hand.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Just blowing the other 2 successes on, improving the attitude. I was thinking about doing a twist of fate and making the Prince of Earth think that I was talking to him, and he also felt very flattered. But I like the attitude better.
Yeah, twist of fate would again need to be also called with your paths. So yeah, you shift the attitude of Hera, and she kind of looks over to you and is just. My dog is losing her shit. She kind of looks over. Don't do that. It's so difficult. She kind of looks you up and down and just says, "Cute." Did you read that in the book somewhere?
I can't read.
That gets a smile. Doesn't say much else, but that the smile was warm. You feel like.
Well, worth a shot.
You can see the Prince of the Earth move over toward Hera and says, "We should convene and discuss our rulings, Lady Hera." Says,
I will. Go ahead.
No, after you, please.
I was going to say I'm going to bend down and pick up my my gauntlets with my stumps because they are no longer attached. And I will make my way to the judges, and I will give them a courteous bow.
Hera kind of raises an eyebrow at you and is a bold choice.
It's up to you now. I've done what I came to do.
The 2 of them walk off to the side. Herakles stands and waiting and kind of looks over at you, Gideon, and says, "I'm afraid I don't understand your strategy. In a competition where the judges are the deciding factor, you insult them?"
I showed them that who they are matters less to me than what I'm meant to do. This was a display of might, of character, of purpose.
Let's hope that they see it that way.
I don't care if they do or don't.
Pride come before the fall, I suppose.
Don't mistake my confidence for arrogance. I understand you lack one of them.
Heracles crosses his arms and watches the judges as they convene. What are the rest of you up to?
I'm watching Charles. I was just kind of in awe that he had the balls to try that.
Offering Hera a cigarette at this point. Yeah. You smoke?
She kind of looks you over and just, "Excuse me, we have to discuss our ruling, and it would be best if we did it in private." And, I'm sorry, is that... what brand, exactly?
I have no idea. I've pulled this out of a gas station trash can.
Charming. No, thank you. She, places her fingers on the end of your cigarette. There's a small flicker as it lights. Rejoin your friends. Our decision will be made shortly.
Okay, love you, bye. I'm gonna go to my friends.
Okay.
Charles, you are a beautiful mess, and I am all for it.
I'm gonna go congratulate the two. Yeah, just shake hands and congratulate them both.
I look down at my stumps.
You see Gideon, the gauntlets that were. Now you realize they were his hands. Just sort of.
Have you always been like this?
If you're asking if I've always carried the fists of Tartarus, no. But they are a burden that I chose to bear.
You always had no hands.
I suppose that depends on how you want to look at it.
Is
This
Majin
one,
like
Gideon.
Majin yelling at that point when he's like, "You have no hands"? Like, because if he is, Charles would come up there and be like, "Hey guys, do you need a hand?"
Charles appears.
Well, I will bind myself to them again, but not using the captured spirits that I once hunted. I will find another way.
Do you want me to like hold them for you and help you like put them on, or
We could get like prosthetics, you know.
Yeah.
I'm
these are his prosthetics?
I'm relatively certain that no man-made prosthesis will survive my transformations.
Yeah, I know some people. They're pretty good with some steel.
I trust that I'll be able to reattach them once I'm given some time.
Okay.
I could tie them to you with this string that I have lying around.
Where did you get that string?
I have no idea.
It seems
Mystery string.
concerning on so many levels, so I would say no.
Entirely fair.
Good luck
Well,
with your conquest.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I imagine it's going to be a slow burn.
Patience in all things.
And
Equally as
she didn't immediately want to take off your head, so that's a good sign.
yeah, I thought I was going to die.
I thought you were too.
Gregor,
Speaking of
what are you up to?
Memory serves, I was just about to walk into the other place to or the other side of this place to ask if they wanted to talk to the keepers.
Excellent. At this point, I'll say, unless you have something pressing or specific you'd like to discuss, you may have done so.
All right, then I guess it's the introduction time, because if they're going for it on the other side, then now it's the introduction with who was it? It was the old lady. What was her name?
Mingpo.
Mingpo. It's the introduction with Mingpo then.
Excellent. Now I'm doubting myself. Is it Po Meng? Mingpo. Yeah, Mingpo. You make the introductions. She doesn't seem concerned by this large tardigrade creature. She's polite, as is the large hulking creature in the robes, with the circular mouth. They have a conversation about the facility itself. They don't wish to intrude. He assures her that they haven't done so up to this point. Why would they intrude now? Yeah, if you would like to stay and either mediate or just kind of eavesdrop, you may do so. But for the time being, you fulfilled your part of this this agreement.
Well, I will be staying since I appear to be a bridge between, and I feel like if I leave now and something goes wrong, I'll get blamed for it. Last thing I need is for a misunderstanding about the ethics of throwing people into a vat of acid to cause major problems.
Excellent. You stay and listen. There's a conversation that happens about the other side. Mengpo is eager to see what they've heard, what they know, and what they would possibly let slip. And the large tardigrade explains that their dealings and their doings, it means nothing to his work, nor does it mean anything to the facility or the academy that seems to be going on just beyond the line of sight. They're inclined to keep each other's secrets as this conversation goes on. You understand? There is a discussion that takes place about sharing information, about possibly using the facility in its full effect, meaning crossing over into the tardigrade's area and the school itself, to which the tardigrade gets a little bit defensive. It's best to keep these two organizations separate for the time being.
And I will take his side on that. Having been a guide like him, but in previous existence, don't necessarily need the youngins to get the wrong ideas, as it were.
Influence and keeping these things separate. They do agree to eventually they do agree to have conversations and meet about certain dealings and such, just so that there's no tension between the two parties and two groups. A lot of this, you gather that the large Professor Tardigrade is just not necessarily dismissive of, but it's beneath his sight.
Yeah.
There's not really like the war that's going on for the time being doesn't apply to him, doesn't matter to him.
Does mean that he's likely not aligned with the King in Yellow at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably that would probably indicate that this is a different group than the group I was a part of.
But the conversation goes on. It takes a number of minutes. It takes only about an hour to reach this conclusion. It's a lot of I hesitate to say nihilism, but a lot of the fact that the tardigrade creature doesn't care leads to a lot of sure, fine, whatever you want. Okay, sure. Yeah, no, we're not going to get in your way. It's fine. Eventually, you and Mengpo depart. She takes your hand and says, "Thank you so much for mediating. I really appreciate it. It was good of you to accompany."
I saw nothing better that I could have done with this time. Thank you for being willing to hear them out and putting up with their nihilism.
I'm no stranger to nihilists. It's refreshing, really, to meet someone without an agenda. I'm sure that it's there, but it's not a dangerous agenda as of yet.
I would say that his personal agenda will never be dangerous. His goal is merely to get them ready for this world.
Good. Well, will we be seeing more of you, Mr. DeWitt?
It is possible. I could not say for certain.
I know that your friend MAJIN is quick to vouch for your group and your allies. Do you have any interest in finding out more, peeking behind our curtain, as it were?
There is interest. However, I must deal with the unruly king first before I could even consider such a thing. I have my own purposes to fulfill.
Well, when you make your decisions, speak to MAJIN. We'll be here. I hope that his words aren't wasted. We're doing good work here.
I believe you are. But good work is not necessarily conducive with the kind of work my people are known for.
We'll see, I suppose. Farewell, Mr. DeWitt. I believe your friends are still waiting in the reeds, as it were.
Yes.
She departs from you.
All right. In which case, I will go to my friends.
Friends, what are you doing while you wait? They're taking a decent amount of time.
Did any of the other, I guess, keepers come up, or was it just these two? And is there anybody else here?
As far as you can see, it's just Herakles and the Prince of the Earth who are representing the keepers. And then, of course, Hera as a judge. Yeah, no other keepers present aside from MAJIN.
So I have a question for you, and this is kind of out of character. Well, it is very much out of character. I'm curious as to in the time that we were down there, would there have been any indication of a smithy?
Indeed, yes. There would have been a place for blacksmithing.
Then I will turn to MAJIN. I understand there is a smith within the compound here. I would like to speak with them.
Sure. Did you want to go right now?
I suppose I can wait.
Doesn't matter to me. This is between y'all. So
I'm simply awaiting news. If it would be of interest to me to find out who they are, so that I can prepare a proper offering for what I'm to ask them.
okay. Yeah, I'll find out.
Thank you.
And I'll send a text to my brother asking who the smithy is.
Get a text back and says, "You haven't met him. He's a Scion of Vulcan."
He might have some work headed his way.
All right. Anything in particular?
I don't know. Fucking maybe a sword. Hercules brought an asteroid down. Maybe a pair of hands. I don't know. You know, anything can happen.
Text you back. There's an eye roll emoji. It says Heracles can be so pretentious when it comes to competition. I'll see that he fires up the forge.
Thank you. Scion of Vulcan. Sorry, I had my phone on speaker. Sorry. I mean, God, for some reason the YouTube on my phone keeps popping off. For some reason, I'm sorry. Vulcan.
Scion of Vulcan.
Isn't that the Italian god of falling down mountains?
I don't know if a Scion will be of. Well, we'll speak to them and figure out what they have to offer. They may not necessarily be able to, unless they're particularly potent Scion, be able to do what I need. I would hope that there was a proper representative nearby, but we can find one. If not,
We could go to the person that made the PS5 that we have, or that fixed it up.
there are those within my pantheon that I'm sure I could convince to work with me if I needed. I was just wondering if there was anyone here, or among the keepers, that I could bargain with. I'm not asking anybody for favor. Simply service. And I wait.
You wait, Gregor. You rejoin your allies.
So, what I miss?
Hercules brought down some jewelry material Gideon chained himself to his followers. Other people that wish to be unbound and wish to rely on him. And then I hit on Hera. We're waiting for a decision now.
You did okay. No, I shouldn't be surprised. Neat. So the conversation went well. As I expected, the schoolhouse didn't really care about the keepers.
Excellent.
So could I interest any of you in helping me resurrect and kill Phil really in a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 100% down to re-kill Phil.
Cool. Think he might know something. In fact, story guide. I invoke my star's purview. Is Phil a viable option? If I resurrect and kill Phil, would I be able to get the location of Util out of him?
Describe your star's purview.
All right. Things I have. Purviews. So, stars, awareness, innate power. Once per scene, when dividing the unknowable from the stars, you ask the story guide a single question. Possible outcomes of an action one of you or your bandmates might take. The story guide must answer truthfully. If I interrogate Phil, could I get you to the knowledge of you or the information about where Util is relative to us out of him?
Stars change as you pass the sun into the cosmos, and they blink out, one by one, to an empty void. Nothingness of none of no.
You wouldn't be able to. Okay. Darn it. I was hoping he would know where Util is. Or at least be pliable.
Any other ideas for?
No, there's a
Library.
library. I can do some research.
We have made a decision.
Let's stand up.
Herakles rights himself and sort of straightens his back, placing his hands in front of his waist. Prince of the Earth speaks and says, both displays were indeed that of might. They characterize you greatly. Both gods and titans would certainly be impressed by any display that was given today. However, certain displays, certain aspects of each of your works been found unsatisfactory. Gods do not respond well to hubris. Gods do not respond well to those that think pretty words will win them favor. You both performed well, but you both displayed some of the worst aspects of yourselves today. It is for this reason we had to judge off of what little good we could find. We have made a decision. Hera's eyes wash over you, Charles. And then over to you, Gideon. Gideon Danger is declared the winner of this contest. See, Herakles grips his wrist, bows his head, and says, an honorable decision, Lady Hera. Performed well, both of you, but flattery, dear son-in-law. Is unbecoming of you. I understand, Lady Hera. Prince of the Earths looks at all of you and says, look forward to the next time I am called for a competition. And the next time my judgment is needed. Herakles gives a bow. And the prince turns on his heel and begins to walk. Hera lingers.
Prince, I will say, as he turns away.
Looks over his shoulder back at you.
Understand this. The words I spoke, the invitation I extended, and the promise of cooperation extends to those who are willing. That includes you. Should you find it within yourself to live differently.
Your words will linger in my ears for a number of days. Gideon Danger.
Not to worry, once I have my hands back, you'll get your rematch.
See that you do. I know an excellent smith of Slavic origin, Svarog. If you speak my name to him, he may grant you access to your hands once again for free. Walks. Hera lingers.
I'm gonna go up to Hera. I wasn't trying to ask you to play favorites or anything.
Do you think that the goddess of the hearth and marriage could be influenced by flirtations?
I hope not. That'd be kind of lame. You want to go camping sometime?
Do you know what a hearth is?
Yeah, it's the pan that you put the coals whenever you're forging.
Farewell, Charles.
Can I have your number?
She places her hand on your shoulder. Removes it. And then turns and begins to walk.
Thank you for your time.
I'm just simply glad it wasn't a waste.
Thank you for my time.
She walks.
I'll turn to Herakles. 1 year. Stay out of my way.
1 year without my meddling, Gideon. You have it on my honor.
Should we go meet your friend, Majin?
Sure. Congratulations again. Y'all both did a great job. I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you.
You know what would be really cool, Gideon, is if you added onto your gauntlets with some spooky cursed metal. Maybe a blue variety in the shape of a horse.
It's the, you're talking about that weird fiery chaos horse that's on top of the airport that I want nothing to do with?
Yeah, I was thinking about breaking that apart and just giving the metal to you to help with your gauntlets.
Charles...
Your fists are complicated enough.
Charles drawing attention to himself. You guys all see that where Hera placed her hand, there is a little lily tied to his collar.
I don't say anything.
I don't say anything.
I'm not saying nothing.
I'm not going to ruin the surprise, but I do approve.
Speaking of metal, did you want us to take that asteroid down there too?
Herakles looks over at her and says, "No, it is my labor to perform. I'll take care of it."
Boring.
No,
You know what? I want something cool. I'm gonna break down that horse. I'm gonna take my metal down there.
Charles, do not break the horse.
Perfect! I'm gonna go break down the horse.
Charles, Charles,
walked-
do you?
Yeah.
I will.
What are you-
Charles, you're gonna learn the secrets. You want more secrets?
I do what I want.
I'll
So you
start
want more
chanting.
secrets?
Charles, you hear the chant from Majin's ears before you begin to feel the pain. Your leg seizes up, you drop to a knee.
I would like to overcome the chanting through my new outsider knack called I Can't, you say.
Oh no.
Okay. Detail the neck.
Specifically, it says that I may reroll a failed roll or gain +1 enhancement to the roll if that failure was a botch. If another character advised me against that course of action or said I would fail, then I gain +2 enhancement. So I'd like to utilize this to give me enhancement on going and destroying the horse.
I will say that in this time currently, there's no roll to be enhanced. I'll say this though, Majin, normally Charles would be dropping to a knee and seized up in pain. He's kind of his leg seems to have gone dead. He's crawling toward you. Can grab him and stop him, but he's still moving.
I would like to put a stump on Charles to get his attention. Remember, we spoke of this, that we should afford the charity of consideration for that which our fellows hold dear, in person or in concept. And while we don't promise to adhere, we can promise to consider them. So consider your actions. And I will move my stump, Charles, and I will extend it to him to help him up.
I'll take the stump. I'll pull myself up. Give a little stretch. I don't see what's the big deal is about the horse, but it's that big of a deal. I'll leave it alone.
If Gregor feels a point of concern, it's probably very concerning.
Yeah, that's a fair point. How is he
Sorry.
unconscious again?
I just got a huge flashback of all the moments Gregor told me not to do things.
Ever forward, friend.
The best are the moments that Gregor advised for and then ended up being way worse than anything I did. Like the Best Buy.
We can cherish those.
Herakles takes up the meteor and begins his trek back to the entrance of Denver International Airport. Where do you guys go from here?
We're going to go meet the Smith.
Following behind.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
You do this.
Together like a fucking family.
Like a squad.
You guys make your way. If there's anything to discuss along the way, or once you arrive, by all means, the time is now, your time is yours. This will be considered a new scene. You guys will gain a momentum.
So
does that put us at 1 or 2?
2.
With
2.
2, okay. I wasn't sure with the whole doorway thing, but excellent.
So Phil's gonna be a bust apparently.
All right.
Anybody else good at researching and okay with seeing things they don't want to see?
I have an idea, but I'll regret it.
What's your idea?
So, whenever Thalis and I were running around the Keeper of the World's little area, I meditated on my headband, my red headband, red string of fate, whatever you want to call it, and I got visions of exactly where the King of the Earth was, Prince of the Earth, whatever. And
Oh.
so I'm thinking that if I do something similar, maybe at a larger scale, then might be able to find something.
How did you find the prince specifically?
Oh, I was seeing if he was here, like in this, and so I meditated on the string and meeting him before, and it just gave me a vision of where he was at the Shinto shrine and over near Fujin's domain.
Some manner of association then. You say this Phil was one of his servants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So it's a shot.
Hmm. The
How'd you do
problem is, I want to find the homeland. I look up. It's up there, somewhere. And when we're within its light, he is stronger. It would be Phil won't give me the information, and unless you can track the homeland through Phil.
What about your dad?
Is that
I could ask, but it would not be an. It might not be conducive. He might lie
Oh.
to us.
Might be able to track where the homeland is through your dad.
It's not his homeland. It's the king's homeland. The
Hmm.
king's great city of Yatil.
Are any of his people here amongst the keepers?
No, the only one is Phil. And Phil spent a lot of his time in my homeland. So it might just bring you back there.
Well, even if this Phil won't give you answers, I think that might be your best shot for now. At least if you're going to use whatever methods Charles has.
This is a question for you, Story Guide, based on stuff that I remember back when I was guiding. I worked with two members of the king and two servants of the king in yellow back in those days. Would that knowledge be located in the village of the desert?
I'll say, so to clarify, Phil will not be able to give you the location of Yathil. Doesn't mean he won't be an open path, a stepstone. So if you are completely at a loss, it doesn't hurt to start with what is closest.
In which case, while Gideon is forging, if MAJIN wishes to stay with him, that's fine. But but I can raise Phil. We can attempt to divine the location of Yathil through Phil, in hopes of attacking our enemy when they are weakest.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me.
It should matter. We're gonna have to kill Phil again.
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Why do we have to kill Phil?
Because he has to go back in the jar when we're done.
Why?
Because he's an agent of the King in Yellow.
Right.
If we let him run around, he's just going to do more King in Yellow things.
Okay, yeah, that's problematic.
You got something,
So-
Charles?
What if we can remove the King in Yellow's manipulations and illusions off Phil?
I'm not worried about the King in Yellow's manipulations and illusions on Phil. I'm worried about the fact that he doesn't seem to have free will. He wasn't made with free will. The king was too demanding of his actors. Even if we removed all illusions, his will is not his own.
I disagree.
We can literally, I will make somebody without will later to prove
He
that I
had
can do it.
enough will to try to save you.
No. It's always a play with the king. It's always the king's way.
Then maybe you're just a play.
Yes, I've
be-
already acknowledged that.
Wouldn't those be manipulations, though?
No, it's less manipulations, more he only has choice, not free will. He can
And-
choose what the king would allow.
Then you have to find a weakness. That's what you said before, right?
Yes. The absence of the king's planet is a great weakness.
So
We get to destroy a whole planet?
Or you're trying to blow up a planet?
No.
No, we're just going to be on the other side of Earth from the planet when we
What?
attack. So you know how? Okay.
So
So
you telling me this dude needs a rocket ship to go up to his place or what? Or like, I don't understand how we're gonna keep him from going home.
No, we're not keeping him from going home. We're attacking him when he's not in the light of his home. Think of it this way. So you have Earth rotating. You have another celestial body, such say the moon. At a certain point, the light of that body will not. You will be in the shadow of the Earth itself from the light of that body.
Feel like
That is when he is the weakest.
the
So our
day
best-
cycle would have been the easiest explanation.
Yes,
So our odds depend on this guy's horoscope.
that is a drastic overcomplication. He's
Well,
he's
I mean, we
weaker
can narrow
during
it down. Like, what is his characteristics? You know, if we could find, we could probably.
controlling, narcissistic, has to be the center of attention. Also,
Ooh.
also an artist, a playwright,
Sounds like a Leo, right? That's a Leo, right?
I wouldn't know.
regardless, if you are going to be doing this, I suppose, let me know when you are, and I will provide what assistance I can.
I'd probably I was going to do it while you were forging, given that we have 2 days. Unless you
And-
don't wish to be there for that process.
I will. Just, I guess, if you're going to do it, then
One
make
day.
haste. And I would like to bless Gregor.
How so?
I will bless him under my destroyer calling as Gregor wishes to dismantle the machinations of the King in Yellow. I wish to assist him in doing so and provide him with insight into weakness and inflicting maximum damage upon his opponent's designs and desires. So I will imbue a legend to bless him in such fashion.
You do this. Gregor, you feel
Go
or
forth and destroy him.
Gideon, take some narrative control. What does Gregor feel? What is the imbuement, the vibe?
It provides you with, you basically start to feel you start sensing things like cracks in the walls, the people around you's level of discomfort, the things that make them agitated. You get a sense of the things that could unravel them, the knots in the pattern that, if tugged at properly, could cause the structure to fall apart.
You feel this sense of Titanic Adderall. Thank you, Gregory.
Love that.
Well, that's weird. Yeah. Which case? Yeah, I've got nothing past. We're gonna apparently do this now.
Go get him.
So are we killing Phil?
Yeah, I gotta bring him back first. We'll kill him after we get what we want.
You guys
Okay.
reach the blacksmith's door. Open space, heavy vents in the ceilings, angled, all stained by black char. It's a single man sitting by the forge, bald, shirtless. Doesn't look particularly strong or built, but he sits there watching the fire.
Day Smithy.
Strangers, you are Ptolemy said yes. You're a large one.
I assume he's looking at me.
Hmm.
Yes, I am Gideon.
What'll it be then, boys? Matching armor? Weapons? Daggers to unite your purpose?
I've come for repairs.
Less exotic than I'd hoped.
You might rethink that when I show you what's going on. And I will, again, kind of remove the bundle of my gauntlets, which are currently wrapped in my cloak, and will dump the fist of Tartarus onto his anvil.
Mighty. Where'd you pick these up?
Tartarus.
Not normal steel comes out of Tartarus.
Which is why I have need of a special smithy. I'm hoping that you might be that smithy.
What do you need done?
These gauntlets are once bound to the spirit chains of those who wish to flee or would dare to flee Elysium or Tartarus. As those binds have been broken, and their pursuit is no longer part of my agenda, I wish to bind the fist to myself. And so with Pin and Pitten, I would ask you to secure them to my frame, to my being.
You want this permanent? Or you want these upgradable, reattachable?
I mean, I hadn't really considered it.
There's a lot of things to consider when you undertake a project like this. The world is a game, Mr. Gideon.
I wish to have nimble fingers once again.
And you will. But what say you come across someone else's hands that you'll like more?
The fists of Tartarus are bound to me. I will not be relinquishing them for as long as I should live.
Suit yourself? Well, bound by chains, you said.
Once.
Now just bound to you. Nothing. I have a couple questions. I can do this task. I promise you I can do this task. But I'll need you present. I'll need you, How do you do with pain?
I'll disrobe down to basically my cloth. And then I will assume my titanic visage.
You sure
I fear not the fire, nor the forge, nor the hammer. Do what you must, Smith. And I slam my stumps onto his anvil.
Good, because you're going to be dealing with all three. Gentlemen, are you in need of task or armament?
Yeah. Are you any good at removing metal?
In regards to...
I'm going to put my foot up and be like, this anklet, it needs to be gone.
Remove is a little bit less exotic than task at hand, but I'll see what I can do after I complete this. Anybody else? I'm taking orders now. Let's get a docket going. Let's get a schedule afoot.
We need these in 2 days.
2 days?
1 day. It was 2 days yesterday.
It's a new day.
1 day. Well, a little bit less refined and pretty, Mr. Gideon. But I promise you it'll do. As for you, I may not be able to remove it in a day's time, but I think I may have something to do it for you. Just a matter of time. Quickly, anyone else? Just docket. Items. tasks. Nothing else? Only 2?
I think I'm good. Thank you.
Excellent. Then I'm going to get to work. Your name, sir? Looks to you, Charles.
Hi, I'm Charles.
Mr. Charles, I will find you when I am complete. And then I'll see what I can do about your bit of jewelry.
What's your name?
Saul.
Cool. Nice meeting you, Saul.
Pleasure to meet you all. Mr. Gideon, hold your wrist in place, if you would kindly. Try not to flinch. He takes up his hammer. And he begins his work. What do the rest of you do?
Well, now's a good time to start, I suppose.
You all may wish to clear out while this work is done. I cannot speak for your safety.
That's a fair
Taking
point.
that opportunity to leave.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably be okay. I don't want to find out the hard way.
And I will alert the smith that he may want to put his apron on for this.
He ties it to his waist, flings the loop across his neck.
So just to let you know, I do have the Epic Stamina Epicenter, and it is mutated. So as of right now, obviously I'm not necessarily worried about the harm. The problem is that my form rejects abuse so much that every time an effect fails to damage me, it causes collateral damage to the things and people around me.
Understood.
So the smith is about to get cray-cray.
Excellent. The rest of you, are you guys all joining Gregor in his resurrection and murder of Phil?
I will be.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's a third step.
Resurrection,
Resurrection,
interrogation, murder.
from
Correct.
The murder. Yeah.
Uh,
I'm not just bringing him back to kill him.
Charles, Thalis, MAJIN,
Yeah.
what say all of
Sure.
you?
I'll be joining Charles for Gregor, to see how this goes.
I will
Excellent.
also be joining Charles for this.
Good to know. The 4 of you exit. You can already hear the beginnings of metal clanging against hammer. A grunt from the blacksmith himself. No sounds from Gideon as of yet. In this time, you can hear muttering as you leave. Gideon, you hear it very clearly. He's admiring the Fist of Tartarus. He's sort of analyzing the weapons themselves. It's like he's making a list in his head, like he's trying to determine what makes the steel, what makes the metal.
While he speaks, while he works, I will share with him their origin. How they were forged by Hephaestus using basically the scraps of some of the kind of molten mountains of Tartarus. Originally, they were used as like steel for cages to lock souls in, and then they found that the cages became too full, and so they decided to repurpose them after my emergence. And when Amat and Mademoiselle Goulet found me, they basically made a deal.
He admires the work. As he works, you can see either the fire from the forge and the flames that are needed to regraft the Fist of Tartarus to your wrists, or perhaps your epicenter. His skin, the hair, begins to singe and burn. He doesn't really seem to take notice, though. He continues his work.
I'm going to assume that he has the fire purview, so he's probably fine. My question for you, Story Guide, is I got rid of the reach tag, and I have to replace it.
Mhm.
So as I'm working with him, I will provide him basically the opportunity, because he seems interested in upgrading them, like leaving his own mark on them. So I guess I would ask what his preference is, like how would he like to basically redefine these as having contributed to their creation, like, and their legend. Like, what is his mark? What is his way? And the tags that I currently have, other than natural, are aggravated, brutal, elemental, and shockwave.
Mm-hmm.
They are also messy, but I don't want him to get rid of that. I want to keep messy. So
Tracking all.
Um,
He assures you, he says, well, if they were made from scraps, I can assure you that we're not working with scraps here, Mr. Gideon. We're going to work with the finest. If I'm going to be adding anything, any artistic vision to this, I think it should be discussed. It takes a great deal, and Ephesus is a great smith. We'll discuss it along the way. For now, let's get you reattached. Recite your tags once more. You said you had aggravated, messy.
yeah, aggravated, brutal, elemental, and shockwave. Natural comes with it. So, and messy is the negative tag that I currently have. So options I don't necessarily have right now. I don't necessarily need lethal, right? Because that's already on there technically. Grappling might be useful. Pushing or stun. Because I have to pick one that's like one tag, because I think reach is one, right? Yeah, reach is one tag, so it would just be 1 for 1. So yeah, something like pushing or grappling. I mean, concealable?
Yeah,
No.
tracking.
Yeah, those are pretty much it. As far as it would either be grappling or pushing, or stun would be of the options that are available.
Tracking all. We'll get with it. I'll look very shortly and get you taken care of. For the time being, however, let me swap over to Gregor, Charles, Majin, and Thalis. Gentlemen, you're seeing, where are you going?
First things first, gotta go get Phil. He's in the van. He's in my spooky cupboard in the van.
That's convenient.
But yeah,
Thought we were gonna have
So-
to go on an adventure to get him. But
no.
shit,
I need
this
I
shit.
need the things from my spooky cupboard, which are my book and him. I'm not gonna summon him within the keeper's area because he might know something about this area that I don't currently know. In which case, he might try to exploit it.
Fair enough.
So there, then out in the open, reasonably speaking, away from the keepers and all that. Then it's time to start using the Orin manuscripts. Time to do some good old-fashioned Yog-Sothory.
All right.
Excellent. So you begin the chants, the proper ritual resurrection. Charles, Majin, and Thalis, what are you guys doing this time? Would you like to try to assist?
I would if I'm able.
You guys remember that one time that he tried bringing Phil back and he ended up working downstairs for like 6 months?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's okay, I have claim over his soul now. I'm his death god now.
Charles, Majin, are you guys going to be assisting with this?
Assist him by pulling my gun out and shooting Phil.
Okay. Charles, anything from you?
No, nothing for me. Just
Excellent.
standing by.
Thalis, Gregor, you know that the most that Thalis could assist is through reading, and the more people that read and contribute to this ritual, the better. Thalis, you are uniquely equipped to offer a number of assistance with this.
Okay.
So would you like it to just be you, or would you like to bring forth the Thalises?
I'm good with bringing forth the Thalises. About how many do you think we might need?
Hard to say. Reasonably speaking, I mean,
I mean,
one to hold each candle. We don't have robes, so that's not going to be helpful. Nor do we have the appropriate Venetian masks, but then it's fine.
Okay.
Bring one for each candle. Have them stand behind them.
And how many
Are you
people?
okay with dying?
I mean, sure. These guys kind of die sometimes, so that sort of happens.
You misunderstand. Are you okay with dying?
What? Why is that on the table?
We're performing profane rituals here. Why would you think that isn't on the table? A blood sacrifice is common in these things. I say as I cut my hand.
To be honest, this is a fairly simple question.
Okay, sure.
I pondered it as a mortal all the time.
You ready to die, punk?
I mean, now that we know you
sure.
can just go through Bucky's and get out, like, it's really not that big of a deal.
That is right. That is true.
Yeah, you're Greek, right? We can go to Hades and get you back.
Thalis being bullied to die by his peers. Make the roll, Thalis. Let's see. It's really just a single success that brings stuff forth, but we'll call the amount of successes the amount of people you initially summon.
Understood.
Or the people that are
in
ending
that
in
case,
summoning.
what role would you call for here?
I'm gonna leave this entirely up to you. You were just bullied into possibly dying.
So I can see stamina because I'm trying to make more of them.
Yeah. I can see stamina, and then
Okay.
whatever skill you would like to choose.
I don't know if persuasion would really work here, because I mean it's more like I'm the one being persuaded, I guess.
You could persuade yourself to do something.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
people hype themselves up and talk themselves into things all the time.
Yeah, by all means, do the thing.
We'll do stamina persuasion. A total of 7 successes.
You have 7 Thalises at your disposal, Gregor. 7
Excellent.
7 copies, 1 Thalis, 1 Gregor, so 9 in total.
Excellent.
Yes.
Makes the van a bit crowded.
Well, we're not doing it in the van. We got to do it open. The van is too crowded with space to bring somebody back to life.
Excellent. You block the path to drive past in the parking structure.
Yep.
Cool. So anyone who drives by is looking for parking for the airport just kind of sees these figures lighting candles, standing in a circle. MAJIN has his weapon out. Charles is sitting there with a monkey who's picking a flower off of his collar and kind of shows it to you, Charles. Yeah, you guys begin the chanting.
Excellent.
There's actually this calls to mind my neck. Perfect Lover, I believe it's called, where I double the bonus or any double the usual benefit you would provide from any teamwork rolls.
Excellent. Gregor?
While my copies cannot receive this benefit, but they can provide it.
Excellent. You'll be providing Gregor this benefit. Gregor, if you kindly, the Orn manuscript contains a number of profane things and awful things that should not be read aloud. How are you bringing Phil back, bud?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I have his essential salts. That was part of what came with me to the underworld, and I have his soul in this jar. So the intention is, once we get him down, we're going to do a salt circle. His essential salts, being his ashes, are placed in the center, marked out in a mockery. Let's call it a mockery of a certain sign that I can't interact with because fuck that thing. Then it's a matter of just well, the chants. I'll give the Thalises each a single thing to chant in succession of each other, and there is no. Since the Orn manuscripts did not get updated in Mask of the Mythos, we are still working out the original. And the only role there is to maintain control over this guy. So
let's have you make that roll. It won't be particularly in control because you again do have the soul of this individual alongside the essential salts and such. This will be just that roll, and that'll determine the effect.
All right. It'll be a clash of wills then, in which case, since there's no knack skill associated with this, may I use my integrity?
By all means.
Excellent. I'm a very integral person. Ooh, 2 10s.
Also call this a new scene as well, because transferring new spaces, new characters, you guys are at 3 momentum.
Excellent. At which point, I have 5 successes.
5 successes. Chanting begins. You gather around the book that Gregor holds, Thalis. You find the phrases, you commit them to memory, and you begin to chant. As you chant over and over and over, you begin to take your spaces around the circle. The sign begins to smoke. Continue the chanting, and you all hear whispers. The stars seem to shine through the parking structure, illuminating this space. Cars begin to drive up and back away. You chant. One by one, you see the Thalises' eyes blacken. One of them begins to choke. Grasping at his throat, he falls to his knees. He begins to wither and decay. The one next to him looks over and then looks to you, Thalis, continuing to chant. He tries to reach out to you and say something, but is locked. He continues to chant. His eyes blacken, and he begins to spew water as he drowns. You see another engulfed in flame. You see another fall and begin to wither and grow old. He ages, he continues to chant. Another reaches out, looking to Charles, holding out his hand. It falls, sloughs off of his wrist. Limb by limb, he loses himself. Another turns to goop. Another fades to dust. Another smiles, and his eyes begin to bleed as he chants more fervently, smiling. He looks up into the sky. He explodes in gore. Final Thalis looks to you, the original Thalis, and says, God is here. He is pleased with us. He collapses. The sign begins to change in form to that of a yellow hoodie. Now we're going to take a break. We'll see you guys again very shortly. Give us about 7 minutes. And enjoy our new, look at our fancy new intermission screen, because we finally, got some work done and did some stuff and all that good stuff. But we'll be with you guys in 7 minutes. We'll see you guys very shortly.
Bye!
Welcome back. Last we left our heroes, Gideon was being worked on with a surgeon's delicate hands, having pitons and steel grafted into his body. By Sol, the Scion of Vulcan, and the rest of our heroes, Gregor, Charles, MAJIN, and THALIS, and other THALIS, and other THALIS, and other THALIS, were summoning forth a corpse, a soul, a dead person. The Thalises, as we know them, were dying one by one. Now this hoodie rises up and fills with a familiar face, familiar body. Sort of clutches at his knees, sitting in the center of the circle. He looks up. You can see the stained face by the vertigo on his right eye. You got some new friends.
I did.
Hey, guys. Charles, good to see you.
Hey man, how's it going?
Oh, head's reattached, so that's good. MAJIN, how have you been?
Alive.
I mean, there's no need to brag.
Fair. You shouldn't brag, Majin.
I don't think I recognize
Just a
you.
fact.
I think I recognize you. You're very handsome.
Can't say that I recognize you either, but I think I was before your time. Well, after, rather.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Phil.
THALIS. Pleasure's mine.
Tell us some housekeeping. You look at Phil and the hoodie seems to extend past the waist. You can see almost this mask fading in and out of existence over his face. You're going to be taking awareness too.
Awareness too. Understood.
I need to know the location of your till, Phil.
Well, I needed to not be beheaded in the middle of a desert. So,
Shouldn't call me dumb.
I don't think I did that.
You definitely did that
Prove it.
on TikTok.
You see, you go on,
Screen recording.
you pull up TikTok or a screen recording?
A screen recording of the TikTok.
I'll allow it. The re-image of Phil mocking you all in the desert is, oh well. Being dead can alter your memories a little bit. I do apologize for that. No harm, no foul.
No, we're already even. I went and took care of that.
Cool. How about you, Gregor? Feeling particularly forgiving today?
If you give me the location of your till,
Well,
your father's replaced you.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Me neither. But this one is, but I have reason to believe this one is empowered by your till, so I need it. Where is Dread Yatil?
What do I have to
Phil?
gain from this little interaction?
What do you have to gain? Let's see. Well, as of right now, very little. However, I can say your continued existence. And, well, we know what the king did to your brother. I'm keeping that from happening.
I don't particularly find existence very fond. It wasn't really my bag the first go around. You have to do a little bit better than that.
Well, you were kind of crappy at it the first go around.
True. Not my forte, I think.
And how about non-existence?
I'm listening.
When this blows over, there are Scions who could use a guide. I can try to get you reinstated at our little village. we'd cut you off from the king so he couldn't completely unexist you. But that would get you out of existence. And I wouldn't be there to do what I did.
Freedom. Breaking the chains, then.
Only one set of chains, not all of them.
Who holds the second leash, then?
The village itself. We were bound to it, remember?
Maybe. What happens if I refuse?
You go back in the jar. I mean, you're going to go back in the jar anyways. And I put you on a shelf. And then in about 400 years' time, some novice sorcerer is going to find you. And you'll be able to manipulate them to your own advantage, no doubt.
Sounds like it's just a matter of waiting then, doesn't it? Not really selling this.
You'd be surprised how long 400 years in a jar can be, Phil.
Maybe. Did you know that I'm still semi-conscious in that thing? Feel the jostle of your van sitting in a shelf.
I'd figured.
Can't imagine 400 years of that would be very pleasant.
Oh, it gives you time to think.
Well, what have you been thinking about?
Kind of just letting my imagination run wild. Thought about going insane. How to speed up that process. Make time go by a little quicker.
I've found that going insane is only... Time dilation with insanity is very variable.
Yeah, that's why I decided against it, but... Either way, I'm going back in the jar.
For now. It's a matter of if you get out in 400 years when a thief takes you from whatever sanctum I put you in versus less than 10.
So, again, what's to spur me onward? You offered freedom, but then you said I'm going back in the jar. It's kind of conflicting information, don't you think?
Can we throw like torture on the table?
There we go. There we go. The stick in the carrot. There you go.
Stick in the carrot. What?
Think.
This stick is torture. The carrot is freedom. It's an old saying.
Carrot is your freedom representation of whatever.
The carrot is a good thing. The stick is a bad thing.
We gotta get you.
Fucking hate carrots.
Should get you a Kindle. Read you some books there, MAJIN. I'm still waiting to see how sweet the carrot can be. Because again, I'm going back in the jar.
It's just a matter of time. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, Phil, about what will inevitably happen, no doubt. I give my timetable for paying attention to you and really worrying about you about 300 years. Give it 100 years for some sorcerer to be bold enough to steal you, and then you can start. However, I will also say, your dad did abandon you, and I understand that you might not have free will, which point, there's a chance to get back at him.
Again, still going back in the jar, though. Is there any way to get that off the table?
I'm afraid.
Can you shoot him? You may certainly do so if you'd like.
I want to shoot him in his leg.
Give me the firearms, though.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever you'd like in your attributes for physical, I think would be.
Yeah.
4 successes.
Fires into his knee, or where would you like to hit him?
Right below the knee.
Right below the knee, drops and just ow! Yep. There we go. There's the stick. You get the reference now, right, MAJIN? Still not seeing how sweet this can be. Any way to get the jar off the table? Clutches at his leg.
Unfortunately, you're still tied to the king. I would have to cut that rope first, and I'm not able to do that. As such, no.
I mean, even prisons in the U.S. have benefits. You go to one of those rich, fancy prisons, you get a chair, you can get a Kindle, you can get
Very
TV.
human way to. That's a very human way to look at it, Phil. Last I checked, though, neither of us are that.
Yeah, but prisons that have inmates from people in power, they end up having terrible security, and those prisoners just kill themselves.
Yes. Perhaps.
So are you looking for an accident? Like, well, what are you trying to say here, Phil?
I'd like to not be in the jar. There's no euphemism. There's no metaphor. Don't put me back in the fucking jar, Charles.
That's not on the table, I'm afraid, Phil. You can either tell us, or you go back into the jar and we find out another way.
So then what's to tell me? There's no carrot then. There's no use
There
talking.
is a carrot. There is
But
a
there's
carrot.
a stick. Can I shoot him again?
Go ahead and give me a firearms roll.
I told you the carrot. It's a matter of 390 years of existence, something you don't like.
5 successes.
5 successes. Where does the bullet land, MAJIN?
Other leg.
Other leg. Drops. Now kind of bent over, holding himself up on his hands. He calls out. Swaps over and he finds himself sitting on his ass and sort of touching on his wounds. And just see, that's the thing. You can't offer just a stick. Otherwise, there's no incentive to keep going, MAJIN. Think.
The incentive is to stop being hit by the stick.
No,
mean?
you have to
What
give them.
an
You have to
effective
give them
leadership
hope,
style.
MAJIN.
My
MAJIN, you have to give
goodness.
them hope. Charles, do the thing you were going to do.
Cool. I'll
You
expend.
can't run now.
What's it going on, Charles?
I'm gonna expend a legend to use my my sword's knack to cut through all manipulations, illusions, and falsehoods that Phil is being held under.
Mm-hmm. You do this. What are you hoping to sever?
I'm hoping to sever any ties, connections, manipulations, falsehoods, or illusions that attach Phil to the King in Yellow.
You cut through. Oh, perspective. There you go. Now, look at that, Gregor. You have such beautiful little tools at your disposal. Stick and the carrot.
I prefer to call them friends. I prefer to call them friends, personally.
Do they still call you the same? Last I heard, you guys were brothers. A little bit of a downgrade, don't you think?
Friends, brothers. As far as I'm concerned, realistically, you're mincing words in hopes of causing some sort of tension. It's not working.
Yeah.
They're not minions, though. I wouldn't even consider them minions. Not even him. And I gestured at THALIS.
How about this? Hey, THALIS. You're new. You don't have any real perspective on this, no side to take. What do you think I should do?
Personally, I would take the option that doesn't involve getting shot in the fucking leg.
Legs.
Legs, sorry, plural. I would say though, 400 years of just being able. I don't know if you can just lay there and shit yourself, but just being able to lay there and not really do anything, that's kind of shite.
Yeah. So what would you offer up? You seem a negotiating type. Play lawyer.
The question that comes to mind, as far as severing the connection, is well, you can't do it, Gregor. Is it possible? Is it something that can be learned
He is.
or arranged?
He was created by the King in Yellow, and reasonably, it would be a matter of him accepting another master. That would be the quickest way. But he's not going to do that. He's too loyal to the King in Yellow.
Ding, ding, ding.
Then, as such, next we would have to simply sever the connection to the King in Yellow, remove his Scion status, kill his legend, as it were.
Ooh, there we go. Now we're talking back to mortaldom, back to sad ineptitude and witlessness.
But that would go against your stated desires, Phil. You don't like existing. So we can't do that.
Oh, decorate his cell a bit.
With what?
Sorry.
There we go.
Salt?
Now we're getting somewhere.
My conscious, right? So, like, instead of, endless repeat of the Teletubbies right next to the jar, we put, like, a more decorative narration. I mean, choose your adventure. You want to go through Lord of the Rings, or, some other fantasy realm. That's cool.
I have been meaning to catch up on TV.
I mean,
We're
I
asking
don't know
for-
if you prefer like Golden Girls. I mean, we could probably hook him up with a Netflix subscription, no?
Absolutely not. I refuse
No.
to pay for that.
One could argue that, enjoying a good show is in my DNA. So, that is enticing.
Oh, so you want TV or audiobooks? Can you see?
I want to not be in the fucking jar, Gregor. Pay attention.
Can I shoot him again?
Shoot him again, by all means. Where are you aiming?
Higher up on one of the legs?
Yeah, thigh area. Let me hold on.
See, we've been over this, Phil. You're not going out of the jar. Not until you sever your connection with the King in Yellow. In which case, you can do that right now. Pledge yourself to Nyarlathotep.
No! Are you
successes.
insane?
Get 5 successes on that shot.
5 successes. You fire into the thigh. Calls out again. Holds the wound. Says, "Oh man, you were doing so well too. You were even offering up incentives. Old habits, though, I guess. Not a whole lot of character growth while I've been gone, huh?"
On the shot, can I enact the gun's curse ability?
What do you want to do?
I don't know. Curse him.
And the curse. Oh boy.
Detail it.
Let's see here. The antagonist is able to place curses. This is a little mishmash, so But anyway, the effects of the curse may vary, and the story guide is encouraged to be highly descriptive. Non-trivial characters may resist the curse with a clash of wills. Purifying or healing magic is able to break curses and possibly cure the effects. Effects being enfeeblement or the feeling of great weight on one's body, which is +2 complications to all might and dexterity actions, and inflicting an injury. Complication directly the player chooses which injury complication is marked, and breaking the curse removes this complication.
Could you just give him like gross incontinence?
I don't know what that word means.
It means he poops himself.
He poopeth himself. Is that what you want to do?
Sure, yeah.
Just explosive diarrhea of the void. Grips onto his stomach and just says, "Certainly got new toys, though." Okay, well, I suppose a change of clothes may be added to my negotiations. Fine. Can't be out of the jar. What about with supervision? Even prisoners get visiting hours.
Phil, do you forget what we are?
I just want a Netflix night, man.
Phil, we gave you like 3 chances to not be an asshole. Okay? Like, I don't know what exactly you want from here. We've done all of the negotiation up to this point, like up to the point that had to put you down. Like, what do you mean you think you're entitled to like supervised visitations to the outside of the jar? Like,
Well,
You are entitled to nothing. You should know this. We
then
are
you're
entitled
not
to
entitled
nothing.
to knowledge, are you? Without me, you are at a dead end, at least for the time being. And time is of the essence.
If I may,
I think
I just had a quick reminder that Gregor at this point is literally blessed with the destroyer calling, and at this point should have a pretty keen idea, or at least get a roll as to defining or determining what his weakness is probably going to be with +2 enhancement.
Gregor,
yeah.
that's at your disposal whenever you'd like.
Okay. Well, Phil, gave you chances. You want things, and you're right. Time is of the essence, so we can't really waste time with you any longer. In which case, bud, unless you're going to suddenly a cave and you know, I have an Audible subscription and quite a big library. I'll play those next to you, but you're going in the jar. I just want to know where Yatil is.
Why not?
Why does it matter if why try to hide the location of Dread Carcosa?
Why not just give me one little thing that I want? Sure, an Audible subscription is good, but it doesn't compare to the theater. The small screen, the big screen. I'm sure, Charles, you're probably not caught up on all your shows, right?
I'm 100% caught up. I follow my shows
Take,
like a zealot.
What would you recommend?
What would I recommend?
Yeah, what's on your watch list?
Oh, the new Cyberpunk anime. Absolutely.
Well, there you go. We could watch it together. Supervised visitation just for a binge night, Gregor. That's all I want.
You know, we could probably get you started on One Piece, and that should take you through the 300
Don't-
years and then some.
don't do that. Don't do that, Thalis.
We'll play One Piece near the jar.
No, we won't do that.
You can't stop me.
All right, Phil. You want a single night? Yeah. One night.
Let's call
Binge
that.
watch.
Yeah.
Binge watch an anime.
To clarify, a night, 12 hours. Binging. Might be able to get
I'll
through
give
a
you-
season or two of something.
I'll give you sundown to sunup.
Deal.
All right. All right, Phil. You have yourself a deal. You will have one night, sundown to sunup, at a future time, where you and Charles will be allowed to watch whatever Charles desires.
Let's define a date.
June 22nd.
Of what year, Gregor?
All right, fine. June 22nd of the year of our Lord 2023. Why is it the year of our Lord for that? Does anybody know why our day calendar is like this?
Christians.
Yeah.
Is that really?
It's really their fault, yes.
I thought that religion didn't go anywhere.
Took off where it was needed.
That's weird.
2023, June 22nd.
Hold on, out of character. I want to check something. Yes, Thursday, June 22nd of the year of our Lord 2023. You will be allowed out of the jar from sundown to sunup to watch anime with Charles.
Think they'll have a second season by then, Charles? Was it that good? Was it worth it?
I can't imagine there being a second season with the way everything concluded so masterfully.
What does that mean? Oh, see, that's the carrot. Agreed.
Can I shoot him?
Sure.
See, for me, I'd have picked Winter Solstice of this year, and I'd have sent his ass to Fairbanks because sundown's only like 2.5 hours.
Rough.
I chose summer solstice because sundown was going to be. Or I chose the day after the summer solstice, so he didn't just be like, "That's the summer solstice. I know that date."
Nice.
Result of your roll, Majin.
Oh, 4. Sorry, I thought you were here.
Where does the bullet land?
Other thigh, I guess.
Other thigh, clutches his legs in blood and shit. Phil kind of looks at you and says, "You need a hug, man. You really, really have got to chill." Miskatonic University in Massachusetts. They'll have a book. Specific book. You need to talk to their chief librarian. He can get you where you need to go.
Miskatonic University. Chief librarian. Tell you where you need to go. Specific book. Got it.
It'll be marked. Comes to you with anything else, you kill him. You don't open anything else he gives you, aside from the book that's marked with his sigil.
I see. In which case, understood. The one marked with his sigil. Understood. And that's concerning that that book is just sitting in a university, but thank you, Phil.
Happy to do it. He gestures towards his legs.
I hope that we can arrange things in the future as well. I do hope that one day send you back to being a guide. But I'm also okay with letting you in the hands of that sorcerer who will inevitably steal you from me, and you will manipulate beautifully into a tapestry. And with that, I will start to dissolve him back into his essential salts.
He begins to fall bit by bit and says, "By that time, I'll probably need a fucking wheelchair." He looks over at Majin. So he disintegrates.
Does the shit goes into the bottle?
The shit does indeed go to the bottle.
Okay, good.
Well, so he would turn into ash, and then his soul would go back into the vial.
Yeah,
His ashes will go into the other urn that I had his ashes in.
I would say that everything that is of Phil, on his person, would go into the vials. You guys have a little bit of a shit stain and a blood stain on the concrete.
Okay, cool.
That's unsanitary.
No, it's fine. And what's likely to happen is the next flu will evolve from that. Don't sneeze on it. Miskatonic University. Google search.
Thalis.
Yes.
As he falls, you can see the soul back into the jar. Whisperings haven't stopped. Voices guiding you.
I feel like they're never going to stop, are they?
They tell you to go east.
East.
East and upwards.
East and upwards.
Did you say east and upwards?
I did.
Like northeast?
Nope.
I just heard east and upwards. I don't know.
Not directional, but physical upwards relative to the planet.
They didn't specify, but east and upwards is what I heard.
Who's they?
Do you? All right.
Whispering.
He's.
What whispering?
I heard.
Hold on. Stop.
Charles.
Okay.
Apologies.
Something's asking east.
Before we continue, Charles, you did not take place in the reading. There are whispers scratching at the back of your mind, though, too. However, the actions you've taken up to this point, I feel compelled to ask you, do you listen? Are you trying to make out what they say?
Yes, yes, I'm trying to make out what they say. When I hear whispering, I'm so hard of hearing. I tried to listen to it.
As you do.
Drink of me and suffer not the non-believer. You're going to regain a point of awareness, Charles.
The audacity. It said, drink of me. Neato.
Excellent. Continue, please.
All right. Miskatonic University it is. I haven't been there. It's in Massachusetts, though. We're from Rhode Island. Yeah? That was where we... Out of character, that was where we're from? Rhode Island?
You guys are from Connecticut.
Connecticut? Okay. That's close.
Close enough.
No.
It's in New England. I knew I was from New England. It's close.
You guys have seen.
All right.
All right.
Oh, Yithil is in Massachusetts?
No, the book to tell us where Util is in Massachusetts. It'll
And
have various
Yithil is in
signs.
space.
It's a planet, yes, and a city.
A planet in a city.
Yes.
Is that the east and upward that I heard?
Well, the planet we're on is rotating constantly, so maybe. If it wants you to take a straight line.
Well,
I
The reason-
start pampering my bike to get ready for the adventure ahead.
Understood.
Gideon.
Gideon. The work is not shoddy, but it's quick. It's masterfully done in the short amount of time you have. In a number of hours, your Fists of Tartarus are reattached. He has indeed added some things to you, since this is binding to your will. It is up to you now, not the extensions that you had once before, not the chains of the damned that were gone. It is up to you to limit their force. You'll find you have a greater control. You can spare people's lives if you so wish. This is the addition he's given your Fist of Tartarus. You now have the stun tag.
I give them a good squeeze. Up to the smith.
If I had more time, I could make them more, but they'll do. And they'll do well.
Well, I appreciate your work. I have no desire to be in the debt of the keepers or to you. So, for your service, what would you require?
I don't charge for my work. The task in and of itself is payment enough. I've never worked with metal like this.
So you're a creator then?
I strive after something that I fear I may never reach. The perfect weapon.
And I will bend down and pick up whatever scraps remain. And I will kind of drop the fragments onto his anvil. Then take these and make what you will.
Thank you for your kindness, Mr. Gideon. And I hope that the Fist of Tartarus, though they are not of my creation, just my alteration, they serve you well.
They will evolve as I do. And at that, I would like to invoke my fate binding. So
This is a compel, correct?
Yes, I'm going to compel my fate binding to the unbound. It is a strength 1, imperiled condition. So according to system, it says each time the linked roll condition is invoked, story guide rolls fate binding strength plus the Scion's legend as part of a complex action. So that happens. And then as far as the imperiled goes, it says some external force has put the fate-bound character at risk. The condition is normally applied by compelling, blah, blah, blah. The system is, the story guide defines a peril that the Scion must remove. This can be literal physical peril, a favor the fate-bound character needs, or a problem in the relationship itself. Whatever the peril, addressing it shouldn't take more than a scene, but it should require a hard choice or risk on the character's part. And then resolution basically comes from me resolving it. But by compelling it, I will take the opportunity to regain my point of legend from the spend from the competition.
You do this.
And I will open myself up to the beseeching of the unbound. And where am I required at this time?
You do this. You hear prayers for the first time, Gideon. No one prays to you in particular. No one calls out your name. The imperiled are those that suffer, the ones that call out into the sky, why, God, why? They all want something. They want something corrected, something finished, something killed, something given. You find the closest voices right in front of you. He said it himself. He chases after something that he thinks he may never have, to forge the perfect weapon. You've made a decision here that I think may not have been difficult narratively, but it would have repercussions. Leaving the remnants of the Fist of Tartarus, this gives him a path. This gives him a way to create the perfect weapon. If scraps can be made into the Fist of Tartarus, what can he do with time and a vision? You regain your point of legend. And though he does not know it, his prayers have been answered.
So this Scion, I can even understand that this Scion is one of the unbound.
Correct. You come
So,
to
yeah,
understand, especially with your
he
faith.
doesn't follow me. He's not following me necessarily, but the I guess the concept, the principle.
Mm-hmm. Much so, you find with this new fate binding, the overlap between who you will watch over, or who you are now watching over, and who the keepers admire and come to raise up, is pretty great. The overlap is. You gather that he's not sworn to the keepers. He's valued for his work. He probably doesn't know what their goal is. But he enjoys making things, and they find that valuable. So he's allowed to stay.
Then when he goes to take the fragments, I'll put a hand on top of his. Good smith. Know that should I come across any useful materials in the future, they may find themselves here as well.
That would be incredibly kind, Mr. Gideon.
And then I squeeze his hand so that he understands what I'm asking. And the only thing I ask of him directly, I ask you to remember who you are and what you do, and that you serve no master. And that there will always be those who would keep you liberated from those shackles.
It's a comfort to know. I am a child of Vulcan. And I will see him in my forge.
I reach my hand into his forge and I take out one of the coals. I'm taking this with me.
He nods.
And I will leave.
You do this. You seek to rejoin your friends.
Yeah, either wait for them to come back, or if I knew where they were going, then I'm guessing I got the. So I got the. They're done with their task, so my imbued legend is mine again. Right. So not too worried about that. But yeah, I'll go. I will go looking for them. Yeah, I'll go looking for them.
Excellent. Charles, Gregor, MAJIN, THALIS. What happens after
Well-
you hear the whispers and get the direction?
No, gotta go to Massachusetts. Closest I can get us is Connecticut. So wanna go get Gideon?
You gonna use your door stuff?
Yeah.
Fine. All right. Whatever.
We are on a time crunch. We're probably gonna miss the one that happens
I
tomorrow.
said fine. All right. We might as well go back to the place because I want to say bye. Because you
Got
know
it.
they are my friends at the very least.
I think we could find a garage. There's that rundown garage near where we grew up. I think I can make a garage door so we could drive the van.
That's what I was thinking. We could have someone start working on the van, like moving that in that direction while we're saying goodbyes. And then we just walk into the van.
Oh, a quick question for the story guide. Did you make the roll for the fate binding for the milestone?
For it's the strength plus this fate binding strength plus your legend, correct?
My legend. Yeah, so it'd be 3 dice.
Yeah.
So a successful milestone is a number of successes equal to the thing, right?
Equal
Like, so to succeed a milestone, like to consider a milestone achieved, you have to achieve a number of successes equal to the rating. Is that the?
I'd have
the
to
thing?
dig into it more. However, a 5 and a 5 and a 1, given the strength and the legend, we'll dig into it a little more afterwards.
There's no successes anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It just nothing happens.
Yeah.
Basically, for every milestone that's achieved, depending on the rating, I might be able to increase its rating. Is what I'm. That's the only concern.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not looking to resolve it. I'm looking to go the other way.
Dragonall. If you're trying to build that strength, the fate binding strength.
Yeah.
Oh, for for that, then I believe you can. What legend are you sitting at currently? Like out of you're sitting at 2 legend. Do you have both?
Yeah.
I believe you can accept a new fate binding. I'd have to double check. We'll dig into it afterwards. But I think you can, instead of accepting a new fate binding, you can just increase the strength of your new fate binding. But I'd have to look into it.
Oh, you're probably right. I'll poke it. It's fine.
Okay.
Continue. Sorry.
But as you guys travel back, and with MAJIN ready to say goodbye to the keepers, you guys talk about the plan, how to get there, how to move the van, possibly. You eventually run into Gideon. You are all once rejoined. A new scene is had. We'll count Gideon's scene as another one as well, so we'll bump that up by 2. You guys are sitting at 5 momentum.
Sweet. So
Okay.
how'd it go? How are your hands?
Functional and better, I think, in some ways.
Does that mean that Saul is available?
It means that I believe he's going to be occupied with his current endeavor, but if he did mention that there would be something that he could do for you, then you may wish to ask him before we depart.
Yes. I'm gonna get Chim Chim to guide me back to Saul.
Chim Chim kind of holds up the flower and says, "What do I do with this?"
Hold on to it.
It's a gift from, well, her. So
From who? I thought
Her.
her.
Yeah, her.
You know.
Chim Chim kind of signs
Hera.
at you, Charles, and says, "Hera, you dummy."
I didn't know she put that on me. I thought you just like it fell on me in the parking garage.
Where the fuck would a lily fall from? He puts it in your hair.
I don't know.
Kind of ties
not
it to
the
a lock of
weirdest-
your hair.
Not the weirdest thing that happens to us, Chim Chim. Okay.
You look so pretty.
I'm just
Thanks.
going to let you know now, you may want to make sure that if you do see her again, you haven't lost it yet.
Chim Chim ties it a little bit extra tight.
I'm gonna tuck it behind my headband. And off to Saul.
It occurs to me you should also probably hide it if we ever meet Zeus.
We're gonna super glue it to your head, Charles.
Okay.
You guys head off to Saul.
Maybe I should teach Charles how to do the Keeper of Taboos so that Zeus doesn't just kill him.
Oh,
Charles, you head over to Saul.
Yeah.
He looks at you and says, "Hey, hi.
Hey, get this fucking thing off my ankle.
Sure. Are you guys leaving now? He made it seem like you guys were heading out now.
Yeah. That's about the gist of it.
How long would
Please.
it take for you to take it off his ankle?
Oh, you followed me.
He looks down at the what looks like a in the kiln some metal heating up and becoming molten. Says, "I'm gonna make a tool. Is there a way to get to you guys? Something I can?"
Yes. How long would it take?
Time.
If you give me a time frame, then I can get to you.
Cool. Give me a day.
How
Cool.
does... Oh, 1 day, like 24 hours. I thought you meant give you a date. Okay, gotcha. Too easy. Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, bye. He reaches into his pocket as you guys depart.
Cool. With all this in mind,
How'd it go?
It went well. He's gonna make a tool, told me to get back to him in a day.
I meant
What
the
did you-
ritual.
The ritual? What
Yes,
ritual?
the dealings with. Ooh, wait, what happened? Oh, okay.
Oh, Phil!
The ritual, yes.
Phil! Yeah. It went well. We're gonna watch anime next year.
I look at Gregor. I don't know what that means.
he wished to watch a show, as he is a servant of a god of the play. As such,
Did you get what you needed?
yeah, well, we got a step in the right direction. Realistically, not exactly what we needed, but it's a step in the right direction. I don't think he actually knew, but he gave me the location of a place that does know. We'll be heading there shortly. And by shortly, I mean I intend to leave very soon, given it's almost 12, and the thing's on tomorrow.
I have
Probably
no
head
further
out.
matters. I have no further matters to attend to here.
I think Majin's saying bye to people, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Majin, are you saying goodbye to people?
Oh, yeah. Just buy it to the keepers, brother and Emotep and whoever else.
Excellent. Everyone bids you farewell. Your brother gives you a hug as you go to leave. Says, "Be safe, and let us know if you need backup."
Yeah. Anything y'all want while I'm out there?
Can't think of everything off the top of my head. Your friends are going to forget this place. Just a farewell
Okay.
for secrecy's sake.
If you say so. I mean, I guess.
Just for safety's sake. Don't yeah, just so you're not surprised.
Okay. There's nothing that's going to hurt them or affect them.
No, they'll be just fine. They'll be fine. They'll just forget the entrance.
Okay. Well, cool beans.
Be safe. Let us know if you need backup, and I look forward to hearing what you learn.
All right. Do we still need to do the whole, like, spreading of the seed and shit, since, like, that's kind of already taken care of?
What do you mean?
Like, with the whole fucking tournament thing, right? Like,
Get it? It's not done yet.
it's not done, but I mean, he basically planted a seed. Like, I felt something. And all that shit talk, is there.
I mean,
Isn't that what y'all wanted?
it's fair. I mean, go about this how you feel comfortable.
All right. Bye. This is weird. Fucking weird. I'm out of here.
You're fucking
Deuces,
weird.
nerds.
You guys dip. Call the keepers of the world nerds as you depart.
They are nerds.
As you do.
You guys all rejoin, ready to depart. How do you want to do this?
So, way I see it.
New scene.
Cool. Way I see it, a garage is a doorway. No? Yes?
Needs a
Okay.
door itself and a threshold.
Yeah, it's a type of threshold. The
Too
garage
easy.
door is a threshold.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
got
see it.
this. I'm gonna pick up a car near the entrance to the parking garage and set it as a door
Not how
to
that
the
works.
threshold.
No,
Why?
that's not what I needed.
It's not how
Why?
that works.
I needed a threshold.
Wait a minute,
Basic-
Charles. You still have a car here that we have. There's a car and a pizza delivery person that you still have to deal with waiting for you outside. They've been there since yesterday.
Yeah, he's watching the car.
Right. What are you going to do with them?
Send
He
him on their
abandons
merry-
them. He
got
abandons them in places.
I left the last one with Donnie. Let's go meet the second coming of Jake.
The second.
I'll set the car down next to the door, on its side in its original parking spot, and go
On
meet up
its
with
side.
the delivery guy.
He's asleep
these-
in the shitty Honda Civic.
That's on its side.
What wayward followers you have. They have no direction. They have no anything. It's like,
That's just what he does.
Pure chaos. I love it.
I swear to God, once he had a tail.
he's asleep in the
Give me
in the
drugs.
car on its side. Yeah. There's
Oh,
police tape around the vehicle.
sweet thing. I'm gonna kick the side of it. Be like, wake up!
Jesus fucking Christ! Oh hey,
Hey man.
what's up, dude? You gave me no direction.
Yeah, we're about to go on a road trip.
Did you know that turning a car on its side kind of fucks with the AC?
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
It was so cold last night.
You could have asked for a blanket or something.
I have pizza bags.
Well, see, look, you got it. You're good.
Kind of waves his arms. He's got two arms, two pizza bags, one on each arm, and then his feet look like they're in pizza warming bags.
I will do him the favor of righting the car while he's still in it.
Thanks.
So, we're about to go on a road trip. Are you
Okay.
ready to earn your keep?
Sure, man.
Fantastic. This is Chim Chim. He's going to be your supervisor.
Cool.
Do you
No.
know sign language?
Not different than any other fucking pizza places I've worked at.
Are you
Do you
fucking
know sign
where?
language?
Where?
It'll
Where?
help.
Where?
Dude, every boss I've had has been nothing more than a filthy chimp.
Oh, okay. This is a euphemism, a metaphor.
Calm down with the language, all right?
Dude, they throw their own shit as in like they... You don't understand, man. They're all garbage. They're all garbage. They're all fucking animals. I hate them all so much.
You understand Chim Chim is your supervisor, right? You're
Sorry,
talking...
Chim Chim. Apologies. Chim Chim kind of just flips them off and says,
He's talking about authority, not about monkeys. Like, it's a diss on authority. all
Charles,
right?
this dude is rude as fuck.
Still, you... Come
Also,
on.
isn't Chim Chim an ape? Not a monkey.
No, Chim Chim has a tail. He's a monkey.
Oh, he does? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's
remember if that
very
was specified
clearly
or
a
not.
monkey.
I retract that statement then. 'Cause,
Look, man. All right. Now that we've got all this clear, what do you need me to do?
All right, cool. So, I'm gonna need you to step through a space door and secure us tickets to showing at Carnegie Hall tomorrow.
Too easy.
Fantastic. Gregor, space door.
No, to Carnegie Hall.
Gideon,
Sure.
I'd like to narrate. You feel a pull to this man. This dude is definitely one of the imperiled. One of
Pat
the
the car.
unbound imperiled.
Oh, pat the car. It'll be
At
okay.
the car.
Oh, can I bind myself to him?
You can accept a fate binding.
Yeah!
Do you have a spent legend?
Yes?
So this will regain that spent legend.
Oh, that's way cooler than what I was going to do to get that back.
You can accept him as a fate binding. We can discuss what type of fate binding it is after the show. I have a couple ideas already, but we'll discuss it. We'll make sure that we get this all squared away. Cool. You accept a fate binding. The strings of fate bind your arms, your legs, your throat.
Huh. Well, that's neat. Don't know how I feel about that. But now you work for the Voice of the Unbound. Ghost! Get us tickets!
You're gesturing at
He's
nothing.
like
There is
this
no
country.
door.
Gregor, have you gotten the door ready?
I push a door. I push a random. I open one of the car doors.
There's double
And-
doors entering into the Denver International Airport. You guys can choose from. If your goal is to drive the van through, you can do so with those double doors. It is large enough, just large enough to get the.
Not trying to go to New York though.
Yes. Where are you guys trying to go?
Trying to send
trying
him
to
to.
send
We're
him
trying to
to-
send him to New York.
Ah, I see. So
Then us to Connecticut because it's just south of Massachusetts and it's like an hour drive away.
So an expenditure of momentum for the first door open. He walks through and says, or he begins to walk through and he says, "How many tickets? Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Here,
Does Chim Chim count
Give-
as?"
give
Why
me your
don't-
number.
Sure, dude. He hands you his phone.
I'm gonna call myself from his phone, and then I'll send you a message with all the information you're gonna need.
Cool. Sounds good.
Aren't you going to need the car?
Nah, fuck
you
that
might just-
car.
No, he's at Carnegie Hall. If you can't. Plus, a car in that city is a terrible idea.
I'll say goodbye to the car.
You've grown attached to the car.
See you guys. He walks through. Not
It
even
was a
looking
gift.
back.
He actually gave it. He gave it to us. It's technically our car.
This is your guys' car. First door is open. He walks through.
Cool.
Hey,
I'm gonna get in my
Charles.
car.
Close that.
Charles,
Hey, what's up?
Quick question for you. Does that kind of sign language?
Who knows?
Oh,
I didn't know sign language for
that's fair.
forever.
I mean, I'm just saying, if Chim Chim is going to be a supervisor, it might be kind of hard for him to take directions.
Chim Chim's
Yeah.
really good at drawing.
Oh,
Chim Chim
There's also-
signs. I'll also fucking stab him if he gets something wrong.
Yeah, see? Alright. So,
I love Chim Chim.
Yeah.
Swear, if anything happens to this fucking chimp,
I'm gonna start revving
Not a chimp.
shitty little Honda Civic.
monkey chimp.
Sounds like a
I'm
lawnmower,
very
Charles.
confused.
What's the plan here, gentlemen? You got one more door to open. How you guys getting through
Yep.
this?
So I figure coming out of a garage door is a threshold. I can create a doorway from any sizable door that a car could go through to a garage door in Connecticut that we've seen, which reasonably would get us to Connecticut. Yes? There's no flaw in my logic because I know I'm playing with sizes now, and that can be
I mean,
that can, okay, cool.
A garage door is a door. You really just need a threshold, a seal, and a passageway that can open and close.
Yeah, you could use like a Walmart entrance.
Neat. In which case, yeah, just like you said, the double doors here, and I'll if Thalis wants to drive the van through for me, because I have to be by the door.
I would be happy to.
Just throw the bike on the tailgate.
I'm gonna drop my Civic into second gear and just fucking peel out in that door.
I'm going to ride on top of the Honda Civic.
Oh my
Excellent.
god, yes.
Collapses a little bit inwards.
I will also spend a momentum to suppress my epicenters for
Excellent.
the first time since I've been on this planet.
Excellent. So that's 2 momentum expended for the epicenter and for the door itself.
That'll
You
put
guys
us at
back down to
3. Yep.
Cool. You guys make your way through the door.
Once we're in Connecticut, I'll go and board the van, and then Google Maps my way to Miskatonic University.
Google Maps. You guys make your way through.
Yep.
Charles, Thalis, and Gregor. You cross the threshold into Connecticut. You lose memory of the Keeper's door. You lose memory of the place underneath Denver International Airport. You lose memory of conversations you had in that place. You know you're here for the King in Yellow. You know you're here for Miskatonic University. But anything pertaining to the Keepers, gone.
What about Saul?
You have no memory of Saul.
Cool.
About the people on the other side that I interacted with.
You have no memory.
Them either? Can't be helped.
The conversation with Phil?
That was in the parking garage.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we
it was.
didn't.
That would have been. Oh, that would have been so funny. Okay, neat.
Speaking of Phil, can I start like a audio playlist of everything about sticks and just place it in his cupboard?
I want you to make me a roll to find a podcast about wood and sticks. I'm gonna
Just
give you-
audiobooks. It doesn't matter
I'm
as long
aware.
as a stick is in the title.
give me the roll.
I would like to assist him with this role, with a survival role, a survival and cunning, if you will.
I do not see how survival can come into place here. Looking for a podcast or an audiobook.
Finding proper, like a documentary
Firewood?
on proper firewood, different
Yeah,
woods to utilize for smoking, different.
I don't see how survival could come into play. Looking for an audiobook. I could see it if you were looking for sticks.
Oh,
no.
I see what he's getting at. No, I
To
can.
assist in knowing what to look up.
What role you want me to make?
Knowing what to look up would be more academics or
I just typed in audiobook about sticks, and there's 137 million results. Okay.
I actually have a question.
hold
Now, I
hold your
don't-
hold your question. Hold your
I'll
question.
wait,
Give
I'll
me
wait,
one
I'll
sec.
wait.
Charles,
Okay.
give me a roll. I do not see how survival could survival. If you're gonna want to help with this, by all means. I do not see how survival would come into play here because it's looking for information. It's very much a research role.
Okay, that's entirely fine. I was just thinking that survival would be directly transitive to knowing about sticks.
Yes, but you're not looking for knowledge.
I'm a subject matter expert.
No.
No, you already know the stuff about sticks. You don't know. You don't know how to look up other stuff about sticks. You know it
So
all already.
it's
I
like a
could see
master-
I could see
You could
academics.
host
I
the
could see
podcast.
culture. I could see integrity. I could make an argument for integrity. I could make an argument for medicine, for knowledge about the. God, dude, this is such a weird. Majin, what role would you like to make?
Let me see here. Close combat and cunning.
Give me an argument.
Because sticks are used in a lot of different cultures for combat.
Sticks were the
and,
first weapon.
Cunning. It's just different fighting styles. They use.
This is No. God, guys.
I think I have
Close
the-
combat and stamina.
I very rarely tell you guys no, and this is how you
Close
react.
combat and dexterity.
I have a question. I do have a question, and I don't know if this is going to help the situation at all. I want to see about if my legendary title will help with this.
Okay.
Sculptor of Chaos.
Jesus Christ.
I want this list, not only for him to find this list, but for this perfect list to just kind of come together.
You
as
can
it just
you
kinda
can
comes across
invoke
it.
your legendary title for a role. Invoking a legendary title so you can perform. This would require you to be doing the role. If you guys would like to assist Thalis and kind of like, hey, conglomerate together, that's fine by me. Thalis, you want to invoke your legendary title?
Right, if you guys are cool with that, then
Absolutely.
cool.
Um,
So what kind of role would this be then?
So, for legendary title for invocation, you can either perform a feat of scale or invoke the calling. When a character attempts for feat of scale, when a character attempts an action covered by one of her titles, player may spend 1 legend to increase scale by legend divided by 2 round up for the action as a feat of scale. That would be spending legend. Invoking the
Okay.
calling. When you attempt an action covered by one of your keywords, but not one of your titles, you may spend 1 legend and 2 momentum to increase scale by 1 for that action. So,
Or was that 1 legend and 2 momentum, or 1 legend or 2 momentum?
1 legend and 2 momentum. So
Okay.
feat of scale is cheaper. You are still spending a legend.
Okay.
Just do feat of scale. It'll make it better, but we
Okay.
don't spend the momentum. So
Okay.
it's cheaper. And this is not a role that we necessarily need to spend momentum on.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So I'll go ahead
Or
and do
just-
that then. To do feat of scale. This is going to be a very
So,
Big.
Thalis,
playlist. Yes.
make an argument for a skill.
All right. So skill.
With Thalis taking the head on this role, Majin and Charles, you may use survival and close combat as you shout things at him as he's googling, saying sticks with the first weapon. Look at this type of stick. See if what kind of is birchwood. Does that make a good stick? You know, just shouting shit at him. By all means, make your rolls. Let's get some enhancement
Okay.
going.
I already made my my roll.
God
with,
fucking damn it, Charles.
So
academics
taking
and
all of
first
that
roll.
in, like all of their input and stuff, could there be an argument for empathy?
God, you guys are giving me this is such a stretch, dude. No, absolutely
No?
no. I don't
Okay.
often tell you guys no, but no.
Listen, you're the cultural man, right? You got good culture?
No, I don't have very good culture right now. I need to get better culture apparently.
Thought you were the
More
cultural
culture.
one of us.
Yeah, I know that's weird.
What about academics?
I could see science, academics, technology.
Let's see.
I don't mind who I'm helping. I got 3 successes on my academics and resolve.
Copy of that, Majin.
Yeah,
That is okay.
I'm not rolling.
Oh
I
my
got nothing
fucking
in
God.
academics though. Let's see. I've got some stuff in leadership. I've got some stuff in persuasion. I don't really see persuasion for this one though. It's
No. Just roll academics. You got a fucking enhancement of 3 already.
okay.
Oh.
Well, so if I have no dots in that, I just roll 1, right?
You would just roll. You would roll nothing.
The
Whatever attribute you're rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
So intellect,
Pick a strong intellect.
intellect or
int-
cunning.
Intellect. I'll go ahead and go with cunning on that. So
Majin, are
what-
you forsaking your role?
Yeah.
This was your idea.
Not anymore, goddammit.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to help.
All I wanted to do was play an audiobook about sticks. It doesn't matter. Sticks in the title. Doesn't matter. That's all I wanted to do.
This became so much bigger than it needed to.
Okay.
What's-
So cunning and academics. you said?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. 4 successes.
4 successes
On
plus
that.
the 3 brings you to 7. Majin gives up halfway through and just kind of pouts in the corner because his podcast didn't get chosen. Yeah, Majin, you Googled this in real life. What would you shout something out? What gets played?
I already exited out the tab.
This
It's all right.
motherfucker. Pick a name, dude. What?
It's payback for you forgetting about him during the intro.
Oh my god. You guys,
Sticks and sticks.
Shticks and Sticks.
Yeah.
You guys play a podcast called Shticks and Sticks where they talk about survival skills, mainly focusing on wood and fallen debris from trees, of sticks and leaves and twigs. It goes into heavy detail about the fibrous nature of certain sticks and things like that. What is good for firewood? What's good for making a hunting spear? It's Sticks.
I'd like to put in the queue Stick, the movie with Burt Reynolds that came out in 1985.
Understood. After 193 episodes, Burt Reynolds' movie will play.
Fantastic. Love it.
I pay rapt attention
Excellent.
as I'm learning more about sticks than I feel like I would have ever asked.
You guys,
And at some point, if we can find like the most boring documentary about just the river Styx.
oh my fucking god. There's 193 episodes about this on this podcast. I gave you guys 193 episodes. I don't think it's gonna get more boring than that. However, you guys enter into Connecticut with this podcast about Styx playing rather loudly as you guys drive. And that's where we're going to end this episode of Scion Godsend. What the fuck is happening?
It's a pretty sticky situation for the guy.
Shut the fuck up. Do you feel proud of yourself?
We'll make it. Just need that good old stick-to-itiveness.
I hate you guys.
Oh my God.
Is there anything to plug?
Oh,
No, I
around,
don't
find out.
exist anymore. I stopped existing, so I don't have anything to plug. Besides, watch us on the Rolling Nomads channel. Later in about 2 hours, we'll be starting our D&D game, which can be better taken over by Thalis' player, since he is our dungeon master for that game.
yeah, 2 hours. Over on the Rolling Nomads channel, just like our non-existent friend here said. Come
So-
check it out. It would be really neat if you did.
They just need to stick around and find out.
I hate you. Twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You will find us on our very first episode of our D&D actual play. Colder Than a Twitch is Wit. We'll be starting up in 2 hours' time over on Twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads. Very much looking forward to it. Very much hyped for it. I can't Sticks. I cannot fucking believe you guys. Cool. On Fridays you can find us. We'll play Vampire the Masquerade, Book of Saints, our Sabbat Chronicle at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's over again on Twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads. Wednesdays we pick up our Steam accounts and we pick up some games and we do things, and sometimes it's Terraria, sometimes it's Conan, sometimes it's Gotham Knights.
But at least
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah, it's a kind of a game of the week type deal, kind of impromptu. That's also at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads. And Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, you can find us right here, doing Scion Godsend, arguing about Sticks, and the roles to find podcasts about Sticks.
Really sticking it to the man.
I fucking hate you guys.
I'm going to.
I had nothing to do with this.
That was the last one. I'm sorry. That's
No. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and make sure that we do an effort
Motherfucker.
to actively plug and remind people that there are 11 days left to back Scion God.
Thank
Link
you.
is in the chat. They're at $100,000 with a $30,000 goal. Keep it going up.
Absolutely.
Help it grow. Help it sprout.
You guys are already giving me like PTSD.
Or-
Stop.
Bring
I
it
fucking
on.
knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it was too good to be true.
And much fruit will be born.
God
from this
damn it.
effort.
You said limb and I was like, oh. Like, all right. That's our Twitch stuff. How to keep up to date with us is on Twitter at _rolling nomads. That's where we tell you when we're uploading things to YouTube, changes on our schedule, cancellations, late starts, any new additional programming and stuff. Past couple days, I've been just slamming things up on YouTube, getting back up to date with Scion Godsend stuff. We are up to date, almost up to date. We have episode 10 and this episode to throw up on there. 10 will be released tonight. 11 will be released on our normal schedule on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Really reaching out.
I swear to God. Thursday.
They've also branched out into streaming gameplay every now and then on the Rolling Nomads channel.
If anyone wants to personally at me, I'll send you a stream of our good story guide here getting wrecked in Naruto.
Oh my God. YouTube.com/Rolling Nomads where you can find all those episodes. Scion Godsend. Book of Saints is up next to mass upload. My hard drive, my external hard drive that I use to transfer things and do stuff, took a giant shit. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Otherwise, I'm just going to be uploading from the laptop. But that's my problem, not yours. We'll get back on schedule and get everything squared away. My dog is losing her shit. My life is chaos. I will see. I think that's all I got. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Me, myself, I'm Ramos. Gilbert Ramos. God damn it. Ramos the Nomad everywhere on the internet. TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Sticks, dogs barking. We're going to see you guys next time.
Well, you should give her a stick.
I swear to God, I will fucking
Stick with us.
See you guys next time. Same place, same Scions. I'm murdering everyone.